G'day guys, thought I'd come down to Warrandyte today, a bit more for a look than anything else, and might try a few little spots. For those that have followed the channel for a while, this is the spot where I very first took my first video. I think I had the little river sluice set up there, and I think on the second day or third day I was down here. This is where the marker is. Go for a little bit of a stroll and have a look. Things have changed quite a lot. All this branches and logs and crap, and there's even a tyre down there that's it's all reasonably fairly new. All this was quite different. I'll leave the creek just for a sec until we get around the corner here. Made a ton of videos in this area before, just up a bit further here. They've always said someone dug this, but I'm a bit skeptical. I think when the water comes up, it's right up here and probably washes away. I can see that people have been here and they have been digging. You can just, tell by the people's piles. There's a bit of a hole over there. This is the old log that I used to come down and have a dig at. That's all gone, which has caused all the debris to go down further because this was banked up. You could never see the bottom like this. Have got quite a bit of nice colour out of that area there for down here. Looks like someone's been having a bit of a dig. And there's a few reasons why you get a bit of colour here. One was the obstruction. The other thing is Sailor's Reef runs through here and heads all the way over to the other side over there. There's a few old tailing poles as well that help. But it's not easy work out the Warrandyte to get a decent amount. It's more getting out, having a bit of fun, somewhere close, somewhere local. Wouldn't mind having a crack one day in here, but I think you're gonna have to dig deep, really deep. But you never know. There might be a bit of colour down there. Probably hasn't been dug for a long time, as I said. It would have been over your head trying to dig in it normally, because where that log was, just there, the water was easily always backed up that high. I have had a crack in the bit beforehand, but not the right spot. Too narrow there and very silty and mucky, so not the best. Maybe in there where those rocks are, but I think a lot of that is wash when it's flowing fast, where people have been digging up further. We'll head back up towards the car park. Oh no, the area just in there, it's just too narrow, too hard to flow for anything really to drop out. And when I've tried to dig in these areas along here, it's been, I don't know, not the best. As you can sort of see down there, it's very silty. Even though there is a bit of bedrock there, I've never really managed to find anything too exciting. As we head up here a bit more, it's very narrow. The actual creek is very, very narrow. Probably some of its narrowest points are through here. Bedrock here. I reckon everyone that watches any videos of anybody that wants to start out comes and cracks these bedrock and starts digging behind it and around it and in front of it. Honestly, I've never found a piece of gold in this bedrock. It's been cleaned out so many times that it never gets a chance to fill. The car park's a bit of a different story. Car park's got some okay colour out of the car park. And I've seen some people get some, pretty decent sort of colour that most people that had come out would be happy with. But even this area has been pretty much smashed. You can still get a little lucky, but there's been some guys out here doing some fairly decent work. And I suppose the thing that has sort of changed since I've been coming is people have really hacked the sides a bit more than really they should be. It's a lot of work, people going a lot of work for probably not much reward. And I always think, if you're going to come out here, sort of know what you're doing. Don't just like, oh yeah, look, there's a side of the bank and we'll hack away at it. There's no point. This side, this whole edge, has fairly much changed. You can see some of my earlier videos. Have got some okay colour just here where the bedrock is. But now all the trees there have sort of messed it up a little bit. A few trees have come down. We'll go over to where this walking track is, or the fire truck I should say. Well, the only reason I say walking track is because everyone walks across here. Now, there's a little bit of colour here. If you're desperate to get your first bit of gold and you didn't want to go too far and you're close to Warrandyte, somewhere in this ground here, somewhere along here, might be worth a try. Don't go digging like what's happening over here. There's, for anyone that sort of knows, inside bend on, I can do it this way, just on that side sort of thing. I should put my finger here. Inside bend's here. That's the outside bend. Yeah, and some stuff will get thrown out there. But if you look at that ground, probably the first 6 inches is just topsoil dirt that's washed down. There's no real material in there. You're better off having a crack somewhere in the center of the creek in this sort of stuff where it's fairly hard packed. Move a couple of these sort of rocks, have a crack in there. We'll have a look on the other side. I've never had too much luck on the other side there either. It's I don't know, it just hasn't been that rewarding, probably for the same reason as down the other end. It's a bit narrow. There's big bedrock here. People are constantly having a dig, so it's been pretty much well and truly cleaned out over time. You do still see people having a crack, But no, look, honestly, I wouldn't go in that area personally. You'd be wasting your time. Have a look up here. You can see just over there, someone's had a bit of a crack. Little pile of rocks. Up a bit further, there's some nice bedrock that runs across the creek, and if you clean that out, you might get lucky. Acts like a bit of a riffles on a sluice. So you know, it's a bit of work. You need a bait pump, but you know, although you know, it's been worth a try for me. But seeing as someone's dug just there, what I'm going to actually do is get me bait pump and a pan, and just have a little bit of a bait pump in that hole. I don't know if they're using a bait pump, whoever was digging there, but if they haven't been, there could be some colour at the bottom that they've left behind if they found any there. Probably be better off trying up at that section just above, where it's a bit probably deeper and wider, more of a chance for the gold to drop out. But I can understand why they've probably dug there, and they're looking at the obstruction before it and hopefully thinking that it's creating a bit of a shallow point. But I'll get my pan and bait pump and see if I can show you some colour. Alright, bit closer look at this hole. Unsure if they have used a bait pump or not, but pretty simple. Just my Minelab classifier, Garrett pan. That's what I had in the car. Only reason I got that. Bait pump and shovel. What I'll do first is I'll just take a shovel out, that looser material that's on top, throw that in the pan, and then I'll have a little crack at the with the bait pump. We'll see if they missed anything or if they got anything. I can see here as well, they've been digging just in there. I personally would have gone up there, but that's just me. We'll have a look and we'll see what happens. Oh, that's probably enough from the pan. I'll just make sure these larger rocks are washed. Because really the chances, a bit of clay sticking on a larger rock, possibly because they've got a greater surface, could get lucky. I'll take the pan up here where there's some clearer water and a bit deeper. Now it's got a pan, pretty full. I don't know if you can see that. I'll give this a quick pan and see if we can see some colour. Alright, absolutely nothing. Not a good way to start the day, I suppose, getting skunked, but one of two things. Looser gravel's probably didn't hold anything there, so what I'll do, bait pump. You want to have a screen in your pan, and just helps a little bit. Gives one, it screens out the larger rocks. But the other thing it does is stops you get a bit excited when you're sucking, squirting your gold away. So pretty much what you're trying to do is suck, and as you start sucking, before you reach the top, you want to be over your pan, so any material that's going to drop out drops into your pan. And the other thing is, you don't want to be squirting it out. You almost want it to drop out and slowly take the plunger back down. Now that I've bait pumped it a bit, what I like to do, what you sort of find out is once you bait pump, you loosen off the ground that was hard packed, and you can get a few more shovels in there to just get some more rocks and get in a bit deeper. So I'll just finish panning or filling the pan with that. And what I will do, because I'm not going to hit this hole again, I'll throw my tailings into the pan, or into the hole I should say. The super sluice isn't a pan I'd take like normally use. It's just I had it in the car. I normally run or I normally sit my bilge pump in it. It's just all the other pans in the car aren't there. As I said, I'm more coming out today for a bit of a look. And I'm probably losing a bit of gold panning this quickly, but I'm not expecting to find a lot as well, so no big deal. Just a bit of enjoyment more than anything today. Alright. Not sure if I've seen a bit of colour then. Eyes could be deceiving me, and it wouldn't be big if I did anyway. But as you get closer, you slow your panning down, being a bit more careful. Just get some cleaner water. Absolutely zilch. So obviously, not a good spot to dig. I'll just head back down towards the car park and I'll have a little crack there and see what happens. Alright, just down here at the crossing, the fire track and the walking track. Like fire track's more over this way. But what I'm going to do is just bait pump. You might be asking why aren't you digging while you're bait pumping. Only my take on this area, and I could be totally wrong, but what I'm thinking, the ground here at Warrandyte, or this creek, has a lot of clay in it. Not a lot of black sand, but a lot of clay. And as people are walking, crossing this area, they're compacting the ground. So they're creating a bit of a false bedrock in the creek with the clay and the rocks. And I'm thinking, with all these little cavities and bits and pieces, I might get lucky and a little bit of colour might have got caught here in the surface or in the first inch or two. That's why I'm not digging down deep. The other thing is, because it's right next to the car park, people think, oh, I parked my car here, everyone stops here. I'm going to walk a few hundred metres down the creek, or I'm going to walk a few hundred metres up the creek. Better chances, because everyone stopped here and everyone got out here. People that stopped here and got out here most of the time are novice. Don't really know what they're doing. I suppose we're all novice, I'm not a professional. But dig a little bit, get nothing and go home. So the ground looks like it's all been dug, but really they haven't put that effort in to get in a bit deeper, get into some of the right places. I'll continue filling my pan with just some stuff that I'll yabby pump still out, and we'll see if I can show you some colour. See what happens. Alright, should be able to see that. 3 little bits of gold. So one right at the top of the pan, one just over to the right, and just down the bottom there. Nothing exciting, but you know, I didn't really do a lot of work either, and I just sucked off the top. I'll have another little crack and then I'll be done. See what happens. Alright, I'll finish it off here. I did another pan. So from the eye I can see about 5 little bits of gold. Nothing spectacular. One sort of bit, it's not showing it on camera that well, but it's a bit wiry. Showing it a bit different on here compared to what I'm looking at it with my eye. But I know, as I said, didn't do a lot. Just a little bit of piss farting around with the bait pump. More for a bit of fun and get out and have a look at the creek again. I haven't been here for a little while. Even though my last video only went up probably last night or the day before. It was probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago that I come out for that hour. Weather's looking like it's going to turn dirty. But you know what you can do with just a bait pump, a pan and a shovel. As I said, it's a bit more fun trying a few different things. Always good to check someone's hole, but majority of the time, and very rarely when I dig where someone's dug a hole, that I'll find anything decent that's left behind. A lot of like that would have probably just been someone's test hole. Done a test hole, gone, nah, nothing, I'm out of here. But to the other person coming along going, well, they dug there, they might have got something, let's have a crack, and that's all I did today. Till the next time, I'll see you then. Hope you've got heavy pans, and look, I really do hope to get out for a day dig sometime in the future pretty soon, and might invite a few friends along and see if we can get onto a bit of colour. Till the next time, I'll catch you later. I thought I'd do this director's cut this time as well, and so you get to see who the hell's talking. Just a silly old bastard having a bit of fun. Alright, till the next time, see you all later. Alright guys, someone was asking about the orange markers in the last video. Alright, and I'll show you the orange marker here at Anderson Creek. So hopefully you can see it there in the centre of the screen. That is the orange marker. So you're not allowed to prospect down the creek. One orange marker. The state forest sign. I'll walk over the road here. The state forest sign that I was talking about is just up there. Hopefully you can see that up in the distance, just right there. So that's the state forest sign. And just down here on the bend is the orange marker. So that's what you're looking for upstream. I'd assume it's going to be as close as that is to, or this marker is to the other state forest sign up the road. So it means you can't dig there. So in line with the marker, go for your life. It's right at the end. Some nice bedrock down there that I can see, but nah, that's it. All the way up to the car park and past and beyond. But as I said, I have never ever found the orange marker upstream. It's only this one down below. So I hope that helps for anyone who's coming out here and wondering about these orange markers. That's what you're looking for. It's got a little white cap on the top, and that's it. So there you go. Good way to finish the video off. Alright, until the next time, see you all later.